Good evening, and welcome to the second annual Pfeiffer in Review. We are so happy to have you join us tonight. My name is Drew Brightman, and I'm a junior from Clover, South Carolina. I'm studying history at Pfeiffer and hope to attend medical school after graduation. I'm grateful for the opportunity to meet with my chemistry and biology professors as I prepare to take the MCAT. They have also been immensely helpful in preparing me for the rigor of medical school. I am also privileged to be a student athlete here. I played defense on the men's lacrosse team, which has been an awesome experience. Last year, our team won the conference championship and earned our first NCAA tournament bid in men's lacrosse. Go Falcons! And I have learned many lessons and made many close friends as a member of the team. Tonight, in advance of Pfeiffer Giving Day, we gather to introduce you to just a few of the students you are supporting with your generous gifts. I'm just one of those students. Whether it be improvements to my dorm at Washington Hall, research opportunities in the Honors College, or opportunities to compete in an ethics competition in Raleigh, the gifts given to this university have made my time here meaningful. I am pleased to introduce two of my fellow classmates, Slice Penny and Mackenzie Williamson, who will share a little bit about their own Pfeiffer experiences before Dr. Bullard speaks. Slice is a senior psychology major from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Mackenzie is a second-year student in our graduate physician's assistant program. Mackenzie is from Orlando, Florida.
Good evening. When I began at Pfeiffer University in August of 2020, I received a Pfeiffer family t-shirt and a Pfeiffer is home yard sign. I hate to admit it, but at the time I thought these were merely cliches and catchy hashtags. Due to COVID, I chose to spend my first year at Pfeiffer from home, taking classes online. As a commuter student, this meant that I never came to campus. But this year, now coming to campus each and every day, my experience has been amazing, and I no longer have the same perspective regarding these sayings. At a town hall last fall, Dr. Bullard shared the results from a national survey of student engagement. In this report, it was revealed that Pfeiffer students reported having conversations with our professors outside of the classroom about our vocational interests, often or very often, at a rate that is 37% higher than other institutions in the South. Simply put, professors here at Pfeiffer are involved in the lives of their students at a level that reaches far higher and digs far deeper than other institutions. When Dr. Bullard shared this, I not only heard his words, but I felt his message. I say this because I remembered my own personal experiences here at Pfeiffer. I thought about the time that Professor Mary Chambers from the sports management department, when she found out that I was applying to graduate schools, she told me she would continue to grade my papers as if I was a student in her class, but she would give feedback as if I was a student in a master's levels class. Or Dr. Taylor in the religion department, who when I told him my plans to apply to seminaries, he asked me to make a list of the seminaries that I did not plan to apply to. And then he gave me that list back and said, these are the schools I want you to apply to. And on that list of schools was Duke Divinity School, the school to which I've been accepted and I plan to attend in the fall. Speaking of Duke, I can't help but remember the time that Dr. Bullard not only offered to write a letter of recommendation for me, but he also drove me to campus for a tour. And while I was on campus with him, I received an email from Dr. Poe, who's my academic advisor in the psychology department, asking me why I wasn't in class that day. Dr. Poe, a man who has spent countless hours outside the classroom with me, talking about everything from baseball to bivariate regression. But you see, it's not just the professors who become so involved in the lives of students. Other students do too. I think about John Moore, a pitcher on our baseball team who I had a class with last semester. And ever since we met, he's driven 30 minutes every Sunday to come record church services at our church. Or I think about Damon Beckwith, a freshman on the basketball team here, who has become the little brother that I've never had, but I've always wanted. When I think about Pfeiffer, I think about how strangers became classmates and professors, and then classmates and professors became friends and mentors, and then these friends and mentors have become family. When I think about Pfeiffer, I think about how it was once just a plot of land to me, then became a campus, and then what was once just a campus has now become home. Pfeiffer is family, and Pfeiffer is home. It's been said that there is no perfect family, and Pfeiffer is included in this. Our family is far from perfect, and we are no glass house. However, despite our struggles and our differences, at times we continue to love, to encourage, to support, and to uplift one another. Isn't that what family's all about? But just like our families and our homes that raised us, prepared us to come to Pfeiffer, now our Pfeiffer family and our Pfeiffer home is preparing us for the next chapter of our lives. The bittersweet reality is that after graduation, we will all go to different places and do different things. The good news in that is that it proves that Pfeiffer is still fulfilling its mission. But as I prepare to graduate and head on to Duke Divinity School, I know that no matter where I go or what I do, I will always have my Pfeiffer family, and I will always have my Pfeiffer home. Today, I know that I no longer need a t-shirt or a yard sign to feel and to show that I am a part of it. Pfeiffer is family, and Pfeiffer is home. These are no longer hashtags or phrases to me. They are my reality. And I thank God not just for the opportunity to talk about my Pfeiffer family and my Pfeiffer home tonight, but I thank God for the opportunity to be a part of the Pfeiffer family and to call Pfeiffer my home for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So as Drew said, my name is Mackenzie Williamson, and I am from Orlando, Florida. I attended Auburn University in Alabama, where I received my Bachelor of Science degree in Biomedical Sciences back in May of 2018. I am now currently in my second year in Pfeiffer's Physician Assistant Program, located in downtown Albemarle, and will be starting my clinical rotations this coming May. I applied to a handful of different PA programs across the Southeast and had 3 interviews before interviewing with Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer attracted me for a multitude of reasons, beginning with the fact that it is a brand new program with a new facility and state-of-the-art resources. Some of these resources include, on the first floor, we have 6 simulation rooms that mimic a primary care office where we perform our OSCEs, which are objective structured clinical examinations, and these examinations test our history and physical examination skills. Also on the first floor are a variety of simulation mannequins that are utilized to highlight specific emergent situations. Some of these rooms include situations like surgery, trauma, labor and delivery, pediatrics, and the intensive care unit. Additionally, on the 4th floor, we have a gross anatomy lab that can hold 24 cadavers with camera projection abilities to each station. This is so that as the instructor dissects the cadaver, the students can follow along effectively at their own stations. The facility is among the finest I have seen, but perhaps even more importantly, the relationships I've formed with my professors and my fellow students continue to be the highlight of this program for me. My professors are dedicated to my academic success, and their dedication goes well beyond the classroom. There remains an open door policy and an openness to any and all questions, not just related to classroom material. From my experience, it is rare for faculty and professors to know everyone's name, but at Pfeiffer, there is a clear effort to know everyone's name, strengths and weaknesses, and overall interests. These relationships, in my honest opinion, are one of the reasons why I continue to succeed and excel within the classroom. Unfortunately, our academic program began in the midst of COVID, and we were forced to have online instruction for a chunk of our first semester. This proved to be very challenging for most of us. There were many changes that took place in subsequent semesters, including the long-awaited transition to in-person classes and the addition of new faculty. With the way we started, I think I speak for myself and my fellow classmates when I say I don't think any of us expected that things would turn out as well as they have. Coming into this program, I thought I had a single interest in pediatrics. However, this program has opened my eyes and expanded my interest to the endless possibilities that are available to me as a future PA. I am looking forward to my clinical rotations and the opportunity to be immersed in a single specialty for 5 weeks. These rotations will offer me hands-on experience and a better understanding of what will fit me best in my future. I'm still interested in pediatrics. However, I have discovered an additional interest in OBGYN and the emergency department. And I can tell you that I never thought those words would have ever left my mouth. With clinical rotations beginning in just 2 short months, I am very nervous, but I am extremely excited and I'm confident in my abilities to succeed because of Pfeiffer. Thank you all for your time and listening to why I'm so grateful to be a part of the Pfeiffer family. I will now pass it off to our president, Dr. Bullard.
It is my privilege to share the stage with these young men and women, extraordinary people. I note just offhand that they represent a variety of disciplines, and therefore they really represent the best of a liberal arts education. You have before you a biomedical sciences major from a large public university who's in PA school. You have a psychology major who has been accepted to one of the finest graduate programs in religion in America. You have a history major who knows what lots of medical school admissions committee knows, and that is that medical schools love students who's not only have navigated the organic chemistry sequence with success, but have been grounded in the liberal arts tradition and know that we wish not to repeat the mistakes of the past. I hope you've enjoyed hearing from them. In many ways, they represent a variety of states, as you've heard, a variety of academic disciplines. And in many ways, they represent Pfeiffer's recent history, but also her present and her almost ancient history. All 3 of them are current students. But Drew here has participated in a major that has been long-standing at Pfeiffer. Some of our most successful graduates from the 1960s and 70s and 80s and 90s studied history under Gene Earnhardt and went on to fabulous careers. Slice Penny, part of the psychology major here at Pfeiffer, and he'll be the first to tell you that the mentoring he has received and that Pfeiffer students receive is the same kind of mentoring that students have been receiving here since our founding. The kind of mentoring that so many of you listening tonight have spoken with me about in person and over the telephone. Mackenzie, of course, is a part of a group of students, graduate students, studying to become physician assistants on a very new campus in a remade downtown Albemarle, North Carolina, the county seat of Stanley County, and about a 15-minute drive from our traditional campus. We have approximately 165 students studying there now, and our first cohort, which began studying physician assistant studies in the Harris Science Building right here on our campus in Meisenheimer, will graduate this May. Long-term studies call for the PA program and the OT program, occupational therapy program located in Albemarle, to bring over 250 students to Albemarle by 2024. And the campus was built with room for a 3rd academic discipline. The PA program offers a certificate in rural medicine to select students. Studies show that students who perform their clinical site education in rural areas are more likely to practice or be interested in practicing in rural areas. Mackenzie is part of a group of students who want to assist those persons in rural America who are in fact hurting the most in some ways. And so she continues in a very new program, a very long-standing tradition, perhaps established by our founder, Emily Pruden, when she ventured to this region of North Carolina from the north, seeking to educate underserved individuals, young people who had gifts but no financial wherewithal to continue their education. On this spring night, as temperatures begin to rise and blossoms begin to emerge in Meisenheimer, I thought it would be good to offer you not only access to some of our finest students, but an update on your university's progress. Our time is limited. I don't want to keep you any longer than necessary. So I thought it would be interesting if I would simply share with you 5 or 6 numbers, 5 or 6 statistics. Any university can trot out their star students. I thought you might like to hear some data that back up, that supports what we're doing with young women and young men here in Meisenheimer, in Albemarle, and on our campus in Charlotte as well. First number I'll share with you, 92.1. 92.1 is the percentage of students who were here in the fall semester and chose to return for the spring semester. This tells me that, as nice it is to hear from Slice and from Drew and from Mackenzie, that there are data to support the notion that not just our stars, but most of our students are having a terrific experience here in the village. We are able to retain such a high percentage of students precisely because of the kinds of professors that each of these students mentioned. Professors who have the terminal degree in their disciplines, but have the time or make the time to shepherd students, to identify their strengths, and as my favorite educational psychologist has put it, seek to find that intersection where their gifts align with the world's great needs. As we are able to regularly retain 90% of our students on a fall-to-fall basis, and that is the gold standard in higher education and retention studies, we will also improve our university's revenue, which will in turn result in an even better college experience for these students. Second number I'll share with you is 93. 93%, that's the percentage of nursing students at Pfeiffer who have passed the national licensure examination on their first attempt on a 3-year rolling average. This data is supplied to us by the North Carolina Board of Nursing, and it places our young nursing program, which is only about a decade old, by at least one metric in the top 10 programs in the state of North Carolina. 93% of our graduates passed on that first attempt, and that places us just a couple of percentage points behind our more famous counterparts in Durham and Chapel Hill and Raleigh. It ties us with the large public university located just south of here in Charlotte, and it places us many steps ahead of private universities. There's one I'm not allowed to talk about 20 miles to the north of us that we are well past. And there is one in the heart of Charlotte that our passage rate has exceeded as well. It is important for the state of North Carolina that Pfeiffer produce PAs capable of caring well for them. It is important for the state of North Carolina that we produce nurses capable of caring well for our population. It is important that we produce a large number of nurses for our region, which is facing perhaps a great labor shortage in that area by the year 2030. 45. That's the third number I'll share with you tonight, 45. 45 is the number of new students that arrived at Pfeiffer's new campus in Albemarle in January. Thanks to the good work of our faculty, thanks to the work of Deidre Harwood, who is in the back of this chapel tonight, we were able to land another class of students, and they represent Pfeiffer University's undergraduate program. They represent all of the public universities in North Carolina that are a little more well-known than some other schools. Auburn University has been represented more than once in more than one cohort for Pfeiffer. The University of Texas system, the University of Washington system. In Mackenzie's cohort, this has made such a huge difference in Albemarle. In Mackenzie's cohort, for example, 23 of 36 students in her cohort moved to a once vacant downtown that needed a shot of economic energy. We focused in some small group conversation before tonight's proceedings on some new restaurants that have begun downtown, on a once vacant hotel that will be full of 30 apartment units in the near future. The truth is that Pfeiffer needed new energy and some new disciplines, and a town needed new energy and a university. And we have entered into a wonderful partnership with the citizens of Stanley County and so many supporters from outside of that county. I'll share another number since you asked, Drew. How about the number one? The number one. Number one, yes, that was the ranking in the conference for the men's lacrosse team last year, but the number one is the number of heart transplants participated in last fall by Pfeiffer students. That's right. One of Mackenzie's classmates, Kayla Miles, flew to New York with a team of surgeons and nurses and other caretakers to retrieve the heart of a 3-year-old girl and inserted the heart into a young adolescent male in Charlotte on the same afternoon. Kayla was the timekeeper for the procedure, which from the beginning of the procedure to remove the heart in New York to insertion of the heart in Charlotte, no more than 6 hours could lapse, lest the chances of the transplanted organ functioning well in the recipient would drop dramatically. These are the kinds of things that students at your university are experiencing. And I'm just proud to be a small part of it. I feel so great about having the opportunity to serve. $20. That's the next number I'll share. So many good things happening. I'll go through the next few numbers very, very quickly, but 20%, that is the percent increase in users year over year of Pfeiffer's website. In effect, 5,000 more people have used Pfeiffer's website to date in this academic year than in the previous academic year. Our Director of Marketing and Communications, who is actually making this webcast possible, and others secured a 6-figure gift from the Cannon Foundation in Cabarrus County, aimed at improving your university's website. There are alumni pages coming, an online bookstore, a more navigable series of academic department pages from your smartphone. So much work has gone into this. Visitors to the website are staying longer on average, and as amazing as that is, what's more amazing to me is that we now have the tools to know that they are staying longer on average. There are other great numbers. The softball team was 9-2 coming out of this weekend's games and are about to begin conference play and a hunt for their own NCAA berth. 10.7, that's the number, that's the percentage of Pfeiffer's alumni who gave to the university last year. That number is up from 7.4% in the year before. And although it is commonly held that a strong university will get to somewhere between 16 to 20%, I am so proud of our progress. I'm so proud of your desire to keep students like James and Drew and Mackenzie, keep the cost of their education as low as possible while providing them with as many opportunities as possible. These three people and so many of their classmates want to change the world. And for better or for worse, a college degree is often necessary to help people like this fully leverage their gifts. And they are intent upon doing so, and you have been so faithful to support them. The last big number I want to mention here is 3. Because your giving has been so generous, and my pledge to you has been one that I will be transparent with you, I want to hold that number out in front of you, 3. When I arrived here in the summer of 2019, I was handed a note that the accrediting body would take adverse action against Pfeiffer University because of some things that happened from 2015 to 2018, and that we would need to balance the university's budget for 3 consecutive years to be placed back in good standing. And my friends, we have achieved 2 balanced budgets and are within striking distance of a third. Your confidence, as evidenced by some of the numbers I've already shared, has grown. We have proven through the construction of the Center for Health Sciences in downtown Albemarle, through the renovation of the Harris Science Hall that Drew spends so much time in, that foundations, Cannon Foundation included, and others, believe that we are good stewards of gifts. Thus, we are making a big push for Pfeiffer Day this year. You know that it happens on March 23rd or 3/23, and we have the audacity to shoot for 323 gifts on March 23rd. We know that you will want to give to your program this year, whether that program is men's lacrosse or chemistry, Drew, whether that program is PA studies or nursing or music. How about the baseball team? What a fundraising job they've been doing. Our softball team is making strides by leaps and bounds. The president is also asking this year that 50% of your giving go directly to the Pfeiffer Fund. So if you make a program-specific gift, we also ask that you help us with operating general revenue in the Pfeiffer Fund. And what does that mean? Well, I think it means that you understand that Pfeiffer stewards well your gifts, that you trust Pfeiffer to use those funds to buy fuel for the van that takes Slice to a preview day at Duke, or a van that takes history students out to Juneberry Ridge, another nonprofit that has asked our honors students to do a historical study on their land and the history and the archaeology and topography of the land on which that wonderful venue sits. Or the van that takes our basketball team to Greensboro last week, I should say. It means you support our ability to support work and exploration related to what our third program in Albemarle might be. Means that you comprehend the cost of heating and cooling old buildings, buildings that we love, buildings that are sacred, not only because of the learning that takes place in them today, but because of the memories that you made in them long ago. There are so many reasons to support Pfeiffer this year. And with a little over 3 months left in the fiscal year, there are so many reasons to support Pfeiffer's future. So this year, Pfeiffer Giving Day is March 23rd, and I challenge you to mark that date on your calendars and to consider giving to this nonprofit organization in a world with so many worthy nonprofit organizations. Give to a Pfeiffer fund that supports the professors who have the time to make for these kinds of students. Give to a fund that allows us to purchase a robotic simulator if we need it for a student like Mackenzie, simulators that allow her to, as one professor puts it so well, make high-risk decisions in a no-risk environment. Give to a fund that allows us to offer the Pfeiffer experience for students who come from a variety of socioeconomic classes. Give, finally, to students who are, my friends, not only your future tailgating friends at homecoming, but who are in so many ways the future of education and healthcare and ministry and business and commerce for the state of North Carolina and for our region. I thank you so deeply for tuning in this evening for an update on your university's progress. Most importantly, I thank you for tuning in this evening to see the evidence, to see the products of today's Pfeiffer education. Sometimes I think to myself, you know, it's not so different than the products of Pfeiffer education in earlier decades, and I'm thankful for those threads that weave together our history. Thank you most of all tonight for your interest in education, in small liberal arts-based university education. Thank you for your interest in Pfeiffer Falcons. I pray that you have a good evening, and we look forward to seeing you on campus soon. Good night.